Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Being 7:34 p.m., I will call to order the Plan Commission meeting for Thursday, August 15th, 2024. Roll call is taken. We do have one member absent. Item number 2 on the agenda is approval of the minutes for the Plan Commission meeting of July 18th, 2024.
If there are no corrections, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the Plan Commission meeting of July 18th of 2024.
Second.
We have a motion by Emmerich, second by Hoffmeister. Any further discussion on this item? All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3 on the agenda is preliminary plat for Oaks of Jackson, edition number 1, Hillcrest Jackson LLC for Oyvind Solvang. Oh, I got it right. We do have some handouts for you. And Oyvind, you want to come up to the podium? And you just kind of want to, Jen, you want to tee this up, or do you want,
Be happy to. If you don't
Okay.
mind, I'll stand next to you.
Yeah.
What you all have before you is an iteration of a plat in the packet, and then you also have a colored rendering in physical print before you that Oyvind will walk you through some significant components to it, both unit placement, unit count, and other design elements of the site. Keep in mind that that yellow section is what we used to refer to as Outlot 8 when we were considering the 41 lots in the Oaks of Jackson. What you now have is a more detailed view because we have a development agreement in the works for the completion of the remaining sections of this site, which again is located directly south of this building. The board is still negotiating terms of the agreement, and that is why you don't see it as a companion to this plat. Otherwise, we would be walking through expectations when it comes to sidewalks, street width, street trees, street light placement, the full gambit. You will have a fuller staff memo in those types of preliminary plat applications. So with that, do any of you have Oaks of Jackson questions before I yield to you, Mr. President?
any questions for Jen? All right, thank you. And do we have any questions for Oyvind on this? You'd be looking to do the single family first, correct?
So we're looking to do both sections in parallel.
Okay,
The single families will be fee simple, and essentially a subdivision plat. The townhomes are planned to be a condo plat. We're planning to build them in stages. So we somewhat based on absorption, but also moving forward with a certain amount of spec homes. We're planning on basically starting on one side and going in parallel with them. I do anticipate that the single families will sell faster, so it could well be that, while we don't start with them and say that's what we do first, they probably will move faster than the townhomes. But we're planning on putting in the private drive / alley / road in the middle here, of course, all the way through. So.
okay.
So if you're familiar with, so the townhomes are very similar to what we've done on Outlot 41, although there we did them in duplex format, and here, well, technically here they will also be duplex, and the plans are very similar. We modified them some, made them a little more efficient and so forth, but about the same size, 1,400 square feet. Here we will do them as duplexes that are basically an inch apart. And that allows us to be flexible in a couple of ways. One is just by absorption. Another is because of, we're planning on doing this as an expandable condo. This has to do with what's called warrantability financing wise. And so that once we get going and have a few in the, call it denominator, it will help the percentage complete, which is the, call it the parameter of warrantability, which is 51% in a condo. We do have financing sources that will do not technically warrantability, but based on offers to purchase as opposed to closings. So that's gonna play a key role, and yet, of course, we just think it's helpful to do it this way, because these buyers are not, we do a lot of condos. The typical condo product we do has a target customer who's, let's say, 7 years old and not needing much financing perhaps. Whereas here, it's a younger buyer, and, you know, it's important to have financing offered in a practical and good way, so. And the single families will just move along, you know, they're all identical floor plan wise. We will do a similar approach that we have done so far in the project, which is a limited amount of selection interior wise. The exteriors will all be chosen ahead of time as they, I don't know if that chart is in here, but you know, we will have that as a table. Well, as far as the colors and so the streetscape will be, you know, pre-selected and so forth. So someone can't say, yeah, but I want a red house and I want lot number 3 type of thing. So that, not had any issues with that kind of thing so far in the project, and we don't anticipate a problem there either. So they can choose a few elements of interior, and otherwise it's fixed, and it's also guided by the county's program guidelines, and so that pretty much defines it that way as well.
So with the condos, like with the side by side being an inch apart, are you phasing that, or how many units to a phase?
Well, so this has an 8 and a 10, but we would face it, would probably start 2 dupes to start, and then it'll say, so part of the stipulation to be able to do this is that when 2 dupes are put together, those joined sections both have to have siding on them.
Yeah.
So, and that's required. So then it's sitting there, and we will be just on a shared foundation wall.
Oh.
And then, so we can literally just temporarily block that off and then go again. There's a little bit of a technicality with how the foundations get then extended, but it's not a difficult thing to do.
So how does that work for like future maintenance, where if you would have to replace the siding in between there?
Yeah, but there isn't really that, because that'll be an enclosed. So the way this works is we quoted skin over the roofing and the siding, but the in between walls.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So
Similar to
the siding there is not exposed
stone
to
wall.
anything.
Similar to stone wall. Yep.
Right.
I got you.
Correct.
Never mind.
Yep.
Any other questions?
The townhomes, is that standard furnace and AC,
Yes, and full basement,
full basement?
standard forced air.
Okay, so exterior, it's not a wall pack or anything, the common?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. And then is the furnace in the mudroom there as shown?
I'm sorry, the furnace what?
Is it in the mudroom here off the garage?
No, they're basements.
Oh, okay, it's in the
Yeah,
basement.
the basement's not
Gotcha.
shown on this
Okay.
plan yet, so that's where the confusion probably is. But they will have basements, so therefore your typical mechanical setup.
Okay.
And they will have egress windows, so the basements have function beyond, you know, for someone down the road, while we're not, but the program doesn't permit us to sell them additional items up front. People certainly can do that down the road.
All right. I would make a motion to recommend the village board approve the preliminary plat for Oaks of Jackson, edition number 1.
A second?
I have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Emmerich. Any further discussion on this item?
Quick question. All the garages face to the alley?
How did it fit? I'm sorry.
All of the garages face to the alley?
Yes, on the single families as well as on the row homes / townhomes.
Okay.
Yep. And the single families, we we have a project like, very similar to this in Sheboygan Falls. We call them shotguns, these homes. So they call it, the front porch, so to speak, is then towards the street. So people actually really like it. Now there, we have it in a bit of a fan shape as opposed to straight line, but I mean, it's quite presentable because the porches then, are facing the street and people like it. I do think it's gonna be popular.
Any other discussion? All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4, citizens or village staff to address the plan commission. Anybody wishing to speak? Seeing none?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Kripke, second by Emmerich to adjourn. All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're excited.
I am too. I like that concept. Drove through the one, where Foxtown is in Mequon?
Yeah, very well.
Drove through there.